Hillary, and welcome back for another Creative Faith video. Today I am excited to be setting up my Lent scripture reading plan, and I am going to be doing it in a skinny happy planner. So I do have a separate video showing how I set up and made this traveler's notebook, and I will link that video down below. But I also wanted to show an alternative option of setting it up in a faith happy, well, it's a regular happy planner that I am turning into a faith happy planner. So I'm going to be using this layout and showing you how I am going to put it together. So for Lent 2023, I have 3 printables that all coordinate together, and it is called the He Gave Up His Life Scripture Reading and Writing Plan. I have a whole YouTube video where I walk through all the printables included and talk more about the heart behind this scripture reading and writing plan. So I'll have that link down below, as well as the 3 printables. So there is the main printable that has the verses and things, has all of these little lists of what to read each day and reflection questions. So that's the main printable. And then there is an artwork file that has pretty purple, florals and mugs and lots of decorative elements to add to your pages. And then the 3rd printable is my purple floral printable. It has floral borders and corners, and this is a really great set to pick up. It has Bible verses about God's forgiveness. So this would be another, you could definitely do this as like a little mini scripture writing plan if you wanted, but I really love all of these elements, and I love how all of the purple matches and coordinates together to help you decorate and set up these projects. So I'll have all 3 of those printables linked in my Etsy shop, and they are currently on sale through Saturday, February 25th, 2023. So definitely pick them up now. And yeah, so I have this way where I set it up using a traveler's notebook, but again, I wanted to set it up in a faith happy planner as well to give you just another idea of how you could make this project work. I have this faith happy planner where I have lots of devotions and printables and things, and I just wanted to share, this is my what to do when you don't know what to do plan, and this is how I worked through that in here doing scripture writing. So I wanted to mention that and just kind of give you a preview of this is probably similar to what it will look like in here once it's all set up. So I am going to show you what I did. So I printed this pattern on cardstock, and this is going to be my cover. So I'm actually going to use it vertically, and I'm going to use the cover of this as a template. So I'm going to cut that out and punch it. I have these little gold discs that I'm going to use, and then I'm going to pull out the weekly pages from here. And I'm going to pull out 10 of them because in the scripture writing plan there are 10 events surrounding Jesus' death and resurrection that we're looking at from the perspective of all 4 Gospels. So 10 times 40 is 40 days of Lent. So what I'm going to do, one of the printables that's included is this big bad boy. And so it has the events in dark purple, and then the 4 chunks of scripture in light purple. So I'm going to cut these out, and on one side, I think on this side, I'm going to list the 4 different chunks of scripture to read, and then I'll have room to write out a key verse from those. And then there are reflection questions, so I totally could just tape this in here, but this is to reflect on after you read through that event from the perspective of each of the Gospels. So then you'll have some reflecting on that. But what I thought I would do for this is I printed the reflection questions on white sticker paper, and there are 5 total questions, but I think I'm going to cut one of them out and then put 4 of them in these 4 sections. So that's kind of how I'm going to set it up, and I don't know if I have time to do this in this video, but I might also make like a little prayer section, so I could write prayers down as well as I'm going through this plan. And then also in the plan you have some intro pages, like there's this pretty title page, a spot for a prayer, the key verse from 1 John 3:16. It says, "We know what real love is because Jesus gave up his life for us." And then there's a devotion about Lent, and then you jump into those pages. But I decided not to reprint these, just to kind of save time and printer ink, but I definitely would, if I had more time, set up the intro pages just like I did here in the Faith Happy Planner. So that is a little bit of talking to kick us off, but now I'm going to jump in and do some setup, and then I'm going to come back at the end of the video and walk through how it all came together. Set up, but I am running late to work, so I wanted to show you what I have. I got a lot of it set up. So here's the front cover and the back cover, and I might end up adding, like, stamping something on the front, perhaps. And then we have inside here, one cool thing I did in the traveler's notebook is I made a little pocket, so I might do something similar over on this side. That might be a fun addition. Then we have our title page, so I cut some of the pattern paper, ripped it, and added it to the corners here with the title and Lent 2023. Then I have a little note about this plan, and I have a spot for a prayer, and I use the floral borders and corners, which I just think looks so beautiful. And then I have the scripture writing plan here, and then I could have added, again, more pages with the devotion about Lent, and maybe with one of the key Bible verses, and I can also add that in later. Then I used one of the dividers, and I covered up the month and labeled it Bible Study. And again, I would like to decorate these pages a little bit more, but that is how they look right now. And then this is what the weekly layout looks like. So I labeled, this was where the month was, and I put the event, and then I put the 4 chunks of scripture, and then on this side I have 4 reflection questions, and I had this little divider in here too. And I definitely could use the pattern papers to make my own divider and my own dividers as well. My own kind of bookmark and dividers. So that's another great idea for how to use the pattern papers that come with this. And then I covered up what is actually in the corner is the year. And so I just covered those up with the mugs or with the florals. And so that's what the setup looks like. I got 8 of the 10 events in. And yeah, just another neat way to set up this scripture reading and writing plan. You see I have the blank set up ready for the last 2 events. And then I made a prayer section in the back. So again, this is one of the dividers from a Skinny Happy Planner, and I covered up the month and put prayer. And then I would like to cover this and maybe add some quotes and Bible verses about prayer, and same with here about Bible study. And then I put some note pages in the back. So these ones say prayers and praises, which I thought was kind of cool. And I added some of the mugs. And I wanted to write full of prayer. There. And then I added some lined paper that's plain as well. So if I wanted to use that for additional notes. So that is the setup, second idea. So again, if you want to see how I made a traveler's notebook, watch that video down below. And then hopefully this gave you another idea. If you really like using the disc system and using a happy planner, this is a really great alternative way to set up your Lent 2023 scripture writing plan, or whenever you are stumbling across this video, we can study and look at the events surrounding the death and resurrection of Jesus all year long, because that is the heart of the gospel, the heart of salvation, is that Jesus died for you and me because he loves us so very much. So I cannot wait to see your setups. Definitely be sure you're a part of the Creative Faith Facebook group, the Facebook community. I have a link down below for that. And then also, if you post your setups on Instagram, and tag me. And then there's also a new feature on Instagram called collaboration. And so if you do that, then once I approve it, your picture or reel will show up on the Creative Faith feed. So that's another really great way to share your setups and share what Jesus is teaching you as you go through this plan. So be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, but don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and the bell notification so you don't miss out on any Creative Faith videos. Check out these 3 printables that I mentioned and used in this setup. The main one, he gave up his life scripture reading and writing plan, the coordinating artwork file, and then the beautiful purple floral printable as well. So those are all great to have in your stash and use to help you dive deeper into God's word. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.